Hi Shane, I'm making this video as a response to your video about depression and cutting. First of all, I'd like to say that it really hurts me to know that us, the fans, never really knew what you were going through. But the fact that you hid it from us is a little hurtful. But I understand that, like, what you were going through isn't exactly something you can talk about. It's not easy to let out, like, your problems in a video. I mean, the videos you just did was hard enough as it is. I saw you tearing up throughout that whole thing. So I understand if you can't talk about it. But if you need to, like, make a relatable status or ask for advice, don't hesitate to. You know that this group, that most of us, are a positive group of people. And we are here for you. We want to see you happy. We want you to be happy. So, you know, first of all, I want to talk about depression. I myself am a very happy and positive person, so I've never really dealt with the depression. I've never been depressed, that I can say. But in the last month, I have had a little bit of a taste of depression. My brother's been in the hospital for the last month. He got in a car accident in New York, in the middle of September, September 17th to be exact. And I live in New Hampshire, 6 hours away, and it's hard for me. My parents were in New York for about 3 weeks with my brother. And don't get me wrong, I've been staying with my mom's friends, two of my mom's friends. But it was really hard at first to deal with not being away from your parents, not knowing what was going on with my brother. So many things going on that I didn't know about, and maybe I didn't want to know about, but it was scary not knowing, not having them here. I started slacking on my schoolwork. I started getting I wasn't treating myself very well. I wasn't really eating. I was skipping meals. I was stressing so much on my homework that I was like, I don't have time to eat. Why should I bother eating? And I would just skip meals like that. And it was terrible. I was staying up so late working on homework that I wasn't sleeping, and I had extreme mood swings because of not sleeping, because of being stressed, because of every little factor that happened. I had really bad mood swings, like to the point where I could be like really, really happy, and then the next second I would just crash, and and I'd be really depressed. Like I'd be like that for like 5 hours. I'd be happy for like an hour or two, and when somebody or something or some kind of event would just ruin it for me, would just put me in that mood. I'd start worrying about school. I'd start worrying about my brother. I'd start worrying about parents, how they're doing. And it would just get worse from there. I started worrying about all the things that weren't perfect in my life. And at first, I didn't deal with it. I didn't deal with it in the right way. I'm not saying I cut. I'm not saying I self-harm or anything like that. I just kind of, I ate because I knew it would pick my mood up a little bit. I would wait until I got in that good mood. I'd be like, well, maybe if I give it a few hours, I'll feel better. Maybe if I give it a few hours, that mood swing will pass. So it didn't pass that quickly, though. These mood swings went on for hours, and they were terrible, let me tell you. So it was really hard for me to deal with at first. But I coped with it like I would cope with anything. Watching, like, your funny YouTube videos, your vlogs, your main channel videos, your 10-minute vlogs, or your 10-minute vlogs, which I miss and I'm pretty sure everybody else does. Or like listening to music, or venting to family and friends and hearing their hopeful words and letting that get me through the day. But, at first it was hard. It was hard to take it in. It was hard to listen to the words and be like, yeah, those are true. Yeah, they're right. At first it was extremely hard because I was away from my parents. I couldn't be like, Mom, oh my God. I couldn't like go to my mom and be like, oh my God, I'm so glad that you know what I'm feeling, you know what I'm going through. Like, I was able to call my mom. I was able to text my mom, but there's, that's not the same as crying into her arms or just giving her a hug and talking about it. So that was really hard for me. And then on top of that, like, my brother's going through a lot too. Like, I didn't really know what happened, but he broke his leg, he broke his jaw, he had an injury. There were so many things. His leg was infected. There were so many things wrong with him that I didn't know about. Like, he had like bruises. He has like a bruise on his neck. He had like stitches or staples in his elbow. He had so many things wrong with him. It was scary at first when I saw him. So that was really stressful for me, like not exactly knowing what was going on and being worried about him. That was the really scary thing for me. And then once I figured it out, I didn't exactly want to know. I saw him in the hospital that first day, and I couldn't look at him. I couldn't sit there. I couldn't like stay there for more than half an hour because I was tired. We had gotten in late, and his leg was infected to the point that it made me sick. To the point that it made me like I felt like I was gonna puke. I felt like I was gonna faint. Just how bad it was. And I feel bad for that. I really do. But seeing that at first, I hadn't seen my brother since like the end of August. So seeing him, remembering him in that state, and then seeing him like this was totally like a big curveball thrown at me that I wasn't ready for. After a few days, I was able to accept it. I was able to deal with it, but it was really hard. And then on top of that, like being in different places, going from my aunt's house to the hospital in New York, and having to stay at a little house that wasn't even really accommodating to our needs because we were there for like a week and a half. I was with my parents. That was really hard for me making the adjustments. Living off of hospital food. Yeah, it may sound like hell, but that was literally the highlight of my day. Like, I had been getting during that time, I had been getting such little sleep that I had trouble, like, comprehending things. I had trouble making normal brain processes. And as dumb as that sounds, that's what getting no sleep to you does. I was going to bed at, like, 12, 11, and getting up at 5. I did that for, like, 2 weeks straight, okay? That was not good for me. And I've learned that. I'm working on getting my sleeping schedule back to normal. So right now I'm procrastinating on homework, but this video has to be made. So, like, and on depression, on cutting, I have never been one to self-harm. I have never been one to cut. But to those that do, or to those that face their troubles with addiction to alcohol or drugs or anything like that, anything unhealthy, you can't deal with it that way. You may think it's good for you in the long run, but after a while, it's going to scar you. You could go into an alcoholic coma. You could overdose. You could pass out because you overdosed. You could come close to a near-death experience. You're cutting. You're going to be hiding that for years. You can't cover up with bracelets all the time. You can't wear long sleeve shirts all the time. That's not going to cover it. When it comes to May and you're wearing long sleeve shirts, what are you doing? You're not showing off your arms. I bet you're beautiful. You don't have to hide. Maybe your scars aren't something you're proud of, but maybe that's something people need to know about you. Not everybody, but maybe like your best friend that you've been friends with for years, maybe she needs to know that you're struggling. And I think the best thing you can do is, first of all, you need to find like something that makes you happy, something that distracts you for a little bit of time. Like, obviously, a lot of you have found Shane's videos, which is really good. And there's other YouTubers that you probably watch or admire or whatever, or that inspire you because they've gone through a similar story. And then there's music. You have to find an artist or a band that makes you happy or that sings what you can relate to. I know there are artists out there that sing what you're feeling and put your thoughts into words, in every genre there is. You just have to search hard enough. And then you have to find the family members and friends that truly support you, that know what you're going through, that can give you advice and words of hope. I know you don't want to hear it gets better. You don't want to hear all that. But sometimes those words can make your day. Sometimes hearing that somebody cares about you, sometimes that little I love you can really help you. And that's just how you have to try and deal with it. Now that you've done that, now that you've found something that makes you happy and you've figured out that people care about you, now you need to go to the hospital. You need to go and see a therapist, or you need to go to it. As bad as this may sound, and as much as you don't want to, maybe you need to go to a mental hospital. You need to straighten your shit out. Maybe you need to take some time for yourself. Maybe you need to see a psychologist. Whatever. You need to do something for you. You're taking care of everybody else, or you're not, or whatever. You're worrying about all your friends. You're worrying about everybody but yourself, and you're just tearing yourself apart. So, to everybody that's battling depression, eating disorders, anything, weight loss problems, gaining weight, losing weight, whatever, you just need to find a positive way to deal with it, like I do. So, I really think that's it for this video. Like I said, I've never been one to face depression, to face cutting. I've never really been suicidal. We all have our low moments where we think we're better off dead. Where we think that no one cares. But the truth is, somebody out there cares about you. Somebody out there thinks you're worth it. Somebody out there would hate it if you were gone. And you may think, oh, come on, my family hates me. That's not true. Your mom may treat you like crap because she doesn't know how to treat you in any other way. Maybe she was abused as a child and you don't know that. Maybe if you take the time to hear other people's stories, you'd understand that there's a reason for the way they act. That girl that's mean to you in school, she's not just being a bitch because she feels like it. She didn't just pick you out of that crowd and be like, that girl's ugly, that girl's different, I'm going to be rude to her. She's jealous of you. You have something she doesn't have. Maybe you have a good family relationship. Maybe you have more friends. Maybe you have the nice clothes. Maybe you're prettier. Maybe she hates your personality. She hates herself, and she wishes she was like you. There's a real reason that you have to look for why people act the way they do. And it may not make sense, and you may not get it, but, you know, I was bullied. Looking back at that time on my life, I realized those people were jealous. I don't know what they were jealous of. Maybe it was my personality. Maybe it was who I was, what I looked like. Maybe it was the friends I had, or anything really. Maybe it was that I had a better family life than her. Maybe she chose to take out her bad family life on me because I had a good one. I have no idea what it was, but you just have to face the people, with, like, and this goes to Shane too. You have to face it with an attitude of, I know who I am. I know what I'm going through. These people don't know what I'm struggling with. They don't know that I'm facing with insert disorder, problem, whatever, struggle here. They don't know what you're going through. They don't know what your problems are. So these people can't just be like, oh, wow, you're fat, you're ugly, you have a terrible singing voice. People can judge all they want, but without getting to know a person, you truly don't know what anyone's going through. And don't think that anyone is not going through the same struggle as you. There has to be somebody out there that is going through someone similar. And on the internet, you will find that easier than anywhere else. But there are kids in your class, that quiet kid in the back of the class. Maybe he's suicidal too. Maybe he cuts. That girl that wears all the bracelets. Maybe she cuts too. Or that girl that shows up with all the scars. Maybe she's abused at home. You never know. That popular girl, maybe she uses money and possessions to make herself feel better. She thinks, like, if I buy a new sweater, maybe I'll feel better about myself because I look good in it. Everybody's facing a struggle. Everybody has a reason for the way they're acting to you. Don't ever think that you're not important. Don't ever think that you're not loved. Don't ever think that what you say doesn't matter. So that's pretty much it for this video. If you like this video, feel free to check out my channel, but I'm not really, you don't have to, I really don't care. This is just a video for Shane and those battling depression and cutting. Shane Dawson, by the way, in case you didn't know. And I just want to give everybody a little bit of hope. It gets better. You have to find some kind of coping mechanism, and if you can't, please get help. Please. Like, it would mean the world to me and probably so many others if you got help for what you're dealing with. So, try and take care of yourself. Find something that makes you happy. And whether it's a sport, a club, a YouTube video, music, anything, just find something that makes you feel okay about yourself and deal with it in that way. Deal with it in a healthy way. If cutting is the only way you know, then deal with it with cutting, but deal with it with something else that's positive as well. Go to a therapist, talk to your best friend, I don't know, have family discussions with your parents, I don't know. Just find something that makes you happy. Find something that makes you feel better in the long run. And you'll be alright. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to my story. And me blabber on for 14 minutes. Shane, if you watch this, that really means a lot to me because there's so much I could not say in a comment, and I'm glad I was able to let it out in a video. Same to my viewers as well, if this is on my channel too. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Stay positive. Remember, you are worth it. There are good things in life. Cope with things that make you happy, things that are healthy. Get help if you need it, anything. I'm gonna go, but I hope everybody's doing okay, and if you need somebody to talk to, I'm here. There are probably tons of people out there for you that are there. Anybody. Just find somebody that you can talk to. But thank you for watching. I'm gonna go. So, bye.